Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rob from Next Truck Sales, and I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to our 2019 Freightliner Cascadia. This one is a nice truck. There's lots to talk about. I'll go through the truck, show you some of the features of it, some of the nice things about it, some of the used parts about it that aren't perfect anymore, but let's go through it. There's a whole lot of truck here. 2019 new style. This is a DD15, 505 horsepower, 1750 torque. It's got a Detroit DT12 automatic transmission. It's got a heavy 14.6 front. It's got 44,000 rears. And take a look at it here. It's a nice fire engine red, as we call it. Okay, it's got the big 72-inch sleeper on it. Okay, we've got the larger tires on the front. I want to say we'll go up and have a look at them. It looks like this one was just changed out. It's a brand new 295/80, which is going to give you the weight rating of a full 14,600. This truck was hauling tank, so it had a PTO on it that was running a pump. Okay, this has been removed since. You've got your after treatment. You see we haven't polished it, but it's in decent overall shape. Certainly can get that polished. It'll polish up nice. But we've been overwhelmed with trying to get other stuff going that we haven't had a whole lot of time to put time and energy into getting stuff polished. So looks decent. You can polish it if you want, and we can talk about that certainly. Look here, 150-gallon fuel tank. You've got quadruple access doors. It's about a $2,000 option. So you got a door up top there, door on the bottom there. Have a look here. You can see the paint is decent. It's not perfect. You can see we've got a little bit of fading on the red. That's one of the bad things about red. It looks good when it's clean, but when she gets old, it starts fading. This looks pretty good. A little bit of rub marks here, not collision related. It looks like maybe they had some sort of a bungee cord connected and it was rubbing through. But overall, this side of the truck looks pretty good. You can see here a little bit of dullness. Have a look on the back here. So we're missing the fairing extenders. I'm not sure if they were removed intentionally or broke off, but we do have the rubber part of the fairing extenders is missing. Have a look here. We've got an auto greaser. So this here is on a timer. It's wired in on a timer. You can manually run it as well. So you put a bunch of grease in there, runs down this line, and it's going to pump grease to everywhere. So if you look here into your, this is disc brakes, so it's not going to have grease adjustment there. But if you look on your fifth wheel, you're going to see that little line coming in there is actually going to have a grease port, and it's going to pump grease out of all these little spots. Everything is going to be continuously lubricated, so everything generally lasts a lot longer, especially things like kingpins. They seem to last forever when they're always full of grease, so that's a nice feature on any truck. Have a look here. We've got some Michelin Virgin XDN2s on really shiny looking Alcoa aluminum wheels, 11R22.5 Michelin XDN2s. They're probably 90% treads on here. They look really good. We got dual half fenders, poly. These are pretty much indestructible. Over here we've got a Holland 3500 fifth wheel. Looks like it's relatively new. We've got about 50% of the life is left on it, and it's a high mount. So this is going to give you a 51-inch height. So that's a little higher off of the frame rail. So it's going to give you 51 inches height, which is good if you're hauling tank. It's actually desirable. So have a look here. Give you a good look at the back. Okay, and on the back here, so we got our Super 40 rears. Full locker. That's a locking solenoid that'll lock up that rear axle. You can see we've got disc brakes. And one thing I want to point out, if you look, you'll see I'm not sure if I can get it to focus. Take my finger out of there. That is your wire for your ABS sensor. This was hauling propane. You can't afford to kind of cheap out on anything safety related. So you've got another sensor here. You've got 6 sensors on this ABS system. Some trucks, believe it or not, you can actually spec it with only 4 sensors. Why you would do that makes no sense. It means the computer's not actually looking at 2 of the wheels. This has 6 position, 6 sensor ABS system. Obviously, maximum safety is critical if you're hauling propane, and that's what this truck was doing in its former life. Have a look over here. Look at this diff. So we've got another locker here and we've got another locker there. So we got full locks. This is going to lock your side to side. That's going to lock your front to back. So we got full locks, four-way locks as you want to call it. Okay, so you're not getting stuck in the snow. Have a look here. We've got another 150-gallon fuel tank. And I'm just going to take a quick look at the back. So I see it looks like they manually touched up some stuff where maybe the airlines have been rubbing up on the back of the cab. They did have a mount here where they had the hose rack and stuff on the back, and they added the pogo stick. So obviously this truck being a little longer, we've got some extra space. This would have had a blower in here, or the pump that would have run the propane, and so that's obviously been removed and painted over. We've sandblasted and painted this frame, and if you look at it, you can see a little bit of the leftover pitting that would have been removed by sandblasting. Minimal, but it's visible. You can see some, not excessive, but from a cosmetic standpoint, it looks so much better when we get it painted. And you look at our painter, is just one of the best around. It just does such a great job. Over on this side here, you can see that we've got, again, dual access doors. Your CVOR or your DOT sticker is going to go on that nice little stainless plate. That's a nice feature. Have a look here. We've got a power inverter. And one of the giveaways on the Arctic insulation, as I like to call it, or the upgraded insulation package, is the evidence of the foam on the inside of the door. When you see this, then you know the truck has an upgraded insulation package. And we'll probably sneak in here if we can, and you'll see the aluminum foil. That's your Thinsulate. That's going to give you better insulation throughout the cab entirely. It's going to give you better sound deadening as well, but more importantly, the air conditioning and the heating don't work nearly as hard as they do without it. So let's come on up over here, have a look. So you'll see here, we stickered it November 23. So that was just done by us. And let's come around this other side and have a look. So, alrighty. So, DD15 505, brand new Michelin up front here. Excuse me. We've got a disc brakes on the front as well. 14.6 front, DD15. This has the collision mitigation. So there's a little sensor inside of there, and I used it on this truck when we picked it up, and it works great. It has the ability to pace off of the vehicle in front. So if you've got a vehicle in front of you, you put it into cruise and you take your foot off the gas, you take your foot off the brake, and it'll literally just pace the vehicle up in front of you. So have a look here. You can see everything's in good working order, and we've had this obviously sandblasted and painted. Looks like new, although it's not. Have a look here. So we've run this through our shop. No check engine lights, no oil leaks. Emissions are connected. It's going to complete a forced regen. Actually, we complete a forced regen as part of our inspection. You got the larger 85 steering box. We've got another Michelin up front here. This one's not as new. This one looks to be about 60% treads. Okay, on the inside here, let's have a quick look here. So you'll see built-in USA. So we've got ourselves a 14.6 front, and 40 is the axle weights, but we have, it's a Super 40 rear end on here. So let's climb on inside and see what we've got. I think I got the key in my pocket. Let's have a look. And it looks like we've got remotes. I've never seen a Freightliner with a remote. I didn't even know they came with remotes. Give that a try. I'm gonna say, look at that. It says Freightliner. I've never seen one of those. So we got 2 keys for this truck. Okay. Start it up and see what we got. Okay, let it go through its wake up session. We've got heated and air conditioned seats. We've got, looks like, hard to tell. Some of these new leathers are so good. It's really hard to tell if it's leather or if it's vinyl leather. Nice seat though, good shape. Okay, and let me get inside of here. So, Canadian truck, obviously. We're in Canada. Our price, if you happen to be watching this video, includes delivery to Buffalo, New York. We have a yard there as well, where you can take delivery from. Let's have a look here. We can switch this over fairly easily. If you are watching this video and you're in the US and you happen to be interested in purchasing vehicle. We can bring the truck to our yard in Buffalo, supply you with the paperwork that you need to convert the title. That is part of our advertised price. There we are, found it. So units. So we're going to change speed over to miles, distance over to miles, temperature over to Fahrenheit, and we're good. We hop out of here, and what do we got? We've got, get me out, there we go, okay. 448,000 miles. Let's have a look on the inside here. Let's see what we got. The sun shining in my face. Hard. I gotta work hard to keep the camera out of the sun. So, trailer brake, your engine brake on the DT12 is here. So, down, right. Then we've got the manual automatic feature, which is pushing this button. That's going to give you manual, economy, and performance. Some trucks, believe it or not, the fleet can program in, they will not give you performance. See that perform under the N? They can remove that and take that away from the driver. So you'll only ever have performance or economy. Economy or manual, and you don't have performance. And that gives you the kickdown feature. So when I stand on the accelerator, it'll drop the gear. When you're in performance, it'll do that, and it'll hold your gears a little longer. It won't do that in the economy mode. Let's have a look over here. So we've got full lighting, so sleeper dome light. I do very much like the new Cascadias for the interior lighting. So much more light. Let's have a look over here. So we get a PTO switch. Okay, that's factory installed. That will give you PTO. If you're planning on installing a PTO, it'll be ready to go. We've got a Bluetooth stereo as well. Let's come on the inside. So one of the things with the updated climate package, you get thicker curtains. So it's hard to tell, but it's like a 2-layer. It's not just a curtain for blocking the sun. It's actually insulated to keep the heat in the back here. I'll have a look inside of here. So we got a full size cabinet, nice and clean. Okay, we got a clothes rack up top there. Over here, okay, it's a little bit of damage here. I'm not sure if that's what that is. If it's a cigarette burn or a chunk, hard to tell. It doesn't smell like smoke in here, so I'd be hard pressed to think that it is, but at any rate, we've got a little bit of a mark there. Let's come over on this side and open up this door and give us a better look. So we've got an S-Par bunk heater, we've got a power inverter, and then you've got all of your controls here, along with a couple of LED lights. The interior of this is 10 times better than the old Cascadia. The lighting was really poor in the old Cascadia, and it was all incandescent and used a lot of electricity. I do like the LED lighting. Now have a look back here. You've got some secure storage up top. Okay, so you've got lots of places. And remember, this is a mid-roof, so you know you're not going from here to California with this truck. Therefore, you don't need all the storage, but at the same time, you know, you still need some. And this is sort of a good amount of storage for a single bed truck. Okay, up here we've got a full-size tray. Just have a peek in here, so take a look in there, and you'll see we've got tons of storage for stuff there. And then we've got the back wall of the cab. Again, this door is going to open up with that little button, and away we go. Okay. Flat screen television mount with a power outlet and television antenna cord. Over here we've got fridge with a freezer. I'm going to make sure it's turned off. Is off. Over here we've got a pull-out drawer, which is nice. Okay, underneath the bed. Let me put the phone down for one moment. Sorry about that. So we got a couple of hub covers over there. Probably need to be installed. You've got your bunk heater, and your inverter is over on that side. And looking at the floor, I'm gonna say this was a smoker truck, and it looks like the guy nearly burned the truck down 4 times because he put some burns in the carpet, is my guess. Just looking at that, and that's definitely burned. So it is what it is. The truck's still here, so that's good. Not burned down. I'll give you a good look at the inside here. Okay, Everything looks decent. This is where your ELD would have been mounted. And the one thing I do like about the Cascadias now, a lot of your electronics are right inside of there. So you don't have to worry too much about water getting onto them like they did in the old style. I've got a CB mount up here. I've got good size door cupboards inside of here. So what I'll do now, we'll go outside, we'll have a listen to the engine running, and I'll get the oil filler cap off and let you have a listen to the engine running and see what kind of blow-by is coming out. Now, I can never seem to figure out how to get the cruise control to go up on these. Just give me half a second. Do we do this? No. Can never figure these out. I'm gonna just let it idle. We'll just let it idle because I'm gonna spend too long on the video trying to figure out how to do that. So we've got power locks, power mirrors, power windows, and heated mirrors. So let's have a listen. Hey Boomer, how are you, buddy? Okay, so over here, DD15. Over here. Absolutely no blow-by visible whatsoever. Here's our manifold for our auto greaser. So that distributes the grease throughout all of your suspension. So if you look here, you see one of the grease lines goes here. There's another grease line there. There's another grease line in the kingpin. No lights, cold air, ready to go to work. I got my biggest fan over here, Daryl. He's gonna end up on YouTube now. Yeah. So following me around. We've got this 2019 Cascadia, like I said. It's ready to go to work. Pick up in Cambridge or in Buffalo, New York, whichever you prefer, and we'll supply you with the paperwork to convert the US title. Just give me a call, 844-489-8789. It's Rob at Next Truck Sales. We hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for watching and bye for now.